In this video, we're going to talk about personal training and value. How can you position yourself within the market so that you're perceived as an authority and the most valuable trainer in your local area? So if you stay to the end, you'll learn the key frameworks and insights that are going to help you be seen as the best. So how do you make yourself more valuable as a personal trainer? Well, there's really only two ways. The first is you get a better result than anybody else in your local area. Two, you deliver a better level of service than any other trainer. They are really the only two ways that you can be perceived and actually be more valuable to your clients. So number one, the results. So what are results? One, it's body composition. Most people coming to you, they want to look better. They want to lose fat, they want to build muscle. That is a result. The second is relative strength. There will be a small subsection of people that come to you and all they want to do is get stronger without adding muscle on. If you ever train athletes, this is the way they want to do it. And then the third is injury reduction. A lot of people coming to you, they have gone through the physio route, it either has or hasn't worked, and they want to take the next step into getting stronger and reducing their risk of injury. So you have body composition, relative strength, or injury reductions. Those are really only the three ways you can get results as a trainer. Then the second part, service, level of service. Service delivery really comes down to how easy can you make that client's life. That is all service is. How much friction can you remove from someone's life so their perceived likelihood of achieving their result is easy and as high as possible? You are just trying to remove roadblocks for that person to get where they need to go. Then the next part is what are the signs of value? So your first one, the most obvious one, is price. If you're the highest price trainer in your area, it is highly likely that you are already the most valuable trainer. People are willing to pay a higher price if the level of service and the level of quality and the level of result that you're delivering is high. Then the second one, do you have a waiting list? Are you fully booked? Has demand exceeded the supply? So you've got your target amount of hours that you want to do every week. Are you having to turn people away? Are you having to send people to other trainers because you can't service them anymore? So a waiting list, that is a huge marker of if you are valuable. Number three is one that people don't talk about enough, and that's how low your churn is. If you have a trainer that is losing 2 clients every week, but they're so good at selling, they're getting 2 clients every week, that person would still be fully booked, but they would be shit. They would be an awful trainer. They have just mastered the skill of selling and talking to such a degree that for every person they lose, within days they can get another person in. So it is very perceivable for a trainer to be awful and still be fully booked with a waiting list because they are just so good at getting people in through the door. But to me, that isn't what makes a great trainer. A great trainer is someone that people don't want to leave, so their churn is really low. Number 4 is the result that you get with your clients. Are you the trainer that can get the results nobody else can? And we're not just talking about getting somebody to lose fat that has never lost fat before. It could be injury, it could be strength. And in fact, most of the time, the trainer, fat loss is easy, it is just calorie reduction, and you have to pick strategies to reduce calories. If you want to over-deliver as a trainer, you have to do far more than just fat loss. You have to be increasing muscle tissue, muscle tone, reducing injury, getting that person to look and feel better. That is where skill in personal training is derived. So what would an amazing personal trainer look like? 1, they would be the highest price in the area. 2, they would have a waiting list. 3, they would have 0 churn. And 4, they would get a result that no other trainer in the area could get. That would be the ultimate personal trainer. Next, if we take a look from a client perspective of value, what are the questions a client would ask? Number 1, will they get the result that they want? So if you can deliver results, you are adding more value than other trainers. You either have to get what they ask for or preferably more. So if they've just come for fat loss, can you get them to lose fat? Can you get them to build muscle? Can you get them to move better? Can you get them to have 0 injuries? They would all be things that are more valuable and you're delivering more than anybody else. Number 2 is how long will it take? So if you can get somebody to look better quicker, if you can get them to feel better and move better quicker, you are more valuable, assuming all the other variables are the same. Number 3, how hard is it going to be? This is where level of service and service delivery comes into it. Service separates. Personal trainers, most of them don't even realize they're in a service industry. And the ones that do, if you can just set expectations and then exceed expectations, that is really where perception of value is created. Now, the hard part about being a personal trainer is other industries, they can use guarantees. With personal training, you really can't. I think you actually devalue yourself and you reduce the likelihood of somebody getting the result they want if you use guarantees. Let's look at the industry I'm in, so personal training education. Well, most personal training education if you look at the tangible and intangible things that you get at the end of it, you either have one, a certificate, and two, you have information that you don't have to apply. So if you do a personal training qualification or almost any other certification, you get a certificate if you pass it, and you get a load of information that there is no accountability for you if you apply it or not. Then if we look at Source Coaching Academy, you get a certificate, you get information that you have to apply because we're with you for the whole 12 months. So if you don't apply it, we are on you constantly. 3, you walk out of it fully booked with a waiting list. Our guarantee to reduce your risk is a waiting list in 12 months, or we work with you until you have it. So you're guaranteed a waiting list. The question just becomes, how long will it take you to get it? Under 12 months or over 12 months? Either way, you would get the rest of the service for free if you didn't have it at the end of the 12 months. You also get 52 assets that you keep forever. So if you started us, you finish what we do. If you then leave us with your waiting list, you also have assets that you never have to give back. They're not licensed, you keep them, they are yours. So by us layering one thing on top of the other, we make ourselves far more valuable than other personal training educators. By definition, we offer more, we provide more, and we reduce the risk of you not getting what you want by adding these guarantees. And other educators can't do that because they don't get the result. Now, we can do that because of the industry we're in, but you as a personal trainer, it'd be very difficult for you to add these sort of guarantees in. So you have to do it only by over-delivering on the results and providing an exceptional level of service. So I've mentioned over-delivery a ton. What is over-delivery? Well, first you have to define what the market average is. So if we went over the world, we went over the country and we looked at the average personal trainer, what are they doing? Well, 1, they might or might not be on time for your session. 2, they'll take you through a workout. 3, your next piece of contact would probably be on that next session with the trainer. 4, they may or may not have a program every time you train them. Most of them make it up on the spot. 5, they're probably going to be on their phone once or multiple times in the session. And 6, they don't get any sort of result. You'll see in brackets it says like a class. Most trainers aren't applying progressive overload, certainly not to the standard they should. So the only value that that client is getting is the calories burned in that session. If they burn 300 calories in the session with the trainer and they burn 300 calories going out for a walk, there is no added value in what that trainer did. Value as a trainer comes from, can you provide more than just the calories burned in that session? That's where the skill comes into it. So most clients coming through the door, they're going to have had some sort of experience within personal training. The average personal trainer, that will be their expectation. Because personal training is so saturated, the expectation is so low that it's such an easy opportunity for anyone that cares to over-deliver massively. So what does a valuable personal trainer look like? Well, they're going to be early to a session. They're going to time rest periods. How many of you watching this can hand on heart say that you time every single rest period? Have you got to stop? I'm not just talking about looking at the clock and guesstimating. I'm talking to the second. Do you get them to start? If the rest period is 90 seconds, at a minute 15, have they started to unrack the squat? You have to be perfect with this sort of thing. Are you counting tempos? Are you making sure they're hitting a 4-second eccentric? Is your exercise demonstration good? Are you explaining the exercise well? Not a cookie cutter program, but have you thought outside of that session and designed the program specifically for that client? Are you on your phone? I hate it when trainers have their program on their phone because it looks like you're on your phone. So your phone should be out of sight. The program should be on an iPad or it should be printed. And those things are just the basic. You know, what is your program design like? What are you doing outside of the session? Are you onboarding the client well? You can over-deliver and get referrals before ever training someone if your onboarding is impeccable. And then higher levels of service. Depending where you are in the country, you can go as far as getting meals delivered to people's houses. And you can do it for low cost now as well. So if we're just going to look at the basics that a valuable personal trainer does, you have 4 touch points with the average personal trainer versus 42 touch points with somebody that cared. Because personal training is so saturated, it is so easy to over deliver and charge more and build a waiting list quickly because people's perception of what they're going to get when they walk into you is the same as every other bad experience they've had. Always remember, results matter massively, but it is the service that separates you from other trainers. So if I was a personal trainer and I wanted to make myself more valuable tomorrow, I would build my own signature service stack. You are just going to write down and systematize how you're going to over deliver. Set your client's expectation and then write down how you're going to do more than that client expects. It will not take much effort from you as the trainer to over deliver. In 5 minutes, you could pitch yourself way higher than any other trainer on the gym floor. I hope you got value from this video. There are 3 ways you can help us grow, because we're starting out and we need to grow this. 1, you can follow us on Instagram. You can either join the free community on Skool, or you can follow us on YouTube. We want to raise the level of personal training in the country and the world, and the only way for us to do that is if you tell other people about us as well. So I hope you got value from this video, and we'll see you on the next one.